Okay, so welcome everyone for our Friday Spotlight feature. I'll ask everyone to mute yourself until the webinar. And if we finish a little bit early than what scheduled time is, I can take your questions and you can unmute yourself, shoot through your questions, or you can just send the questions through the chat and I can get back to them offline as well. Today's Friday Spotlight feature is for the agent portal. And I am Soumya, your host for your today's webinar. What we're looking at today is how agent portal can be efficient for day-to-day operations for your organizations, for the application process or to communicate with your students or applicants. So I'm gonna continue with the slides and we'll go through the system point of view to see how what are the agendas and how we will be covering them today. I'm gonna stop my video here. And go through the agenda. So today's agenda will cover what agent portal ideally is and how you can provide your agent with the access to this agent portal, how you can create the username to them, provide them the login credentials. We'll see how agent once login can update their details, change password, make the modifications as needed, followed by the most important part on how applications or student applications can be submitted through the agent portal, how the agent will be able to track what's the progress of the applications or even the students going through. We'll be able to see how agent get access to downloading the offer letter and what are the options on uploading the necessary documents for the applications. We'll go through some details about the commission rate and how the commission history is visible for your agent, followed by the remittance advice that agent will be able to download from their portal itself. We'll also go through permission, which as a staff or as an admin, you can provide to or deny for your agents within the agent portal. Then we'll go through the communication part and we'll also view a number of reports that are available from the agent portal. Now, most importantly, some of you may already be aware of the agent portal and may be using it. But just to give information to all the participants today, agent portal is additional module. So if you are using it, may make more relevant to what we go through today. If you have not used it or if you do not have in your scope yet, and if you'd like to have, you can reach out to our sales team. And they will be able to guide you, demo through again, and then show you the importance of having the agent portal as well. Now, the most important part here is how you create a account for your agents once you have the agent portal activated. Now, this is just brief details of where you can go through and then create the agent account. What I'll do is I'll share the screen for the system itself to go through that process on how you can create the user account for your agents. Now, this one is for the staff. I'm logged in here as an admin, which is the highest role in the system. Within the marketing view agent list, you will be able to see the list of agents who may have registered with you from the public portal or who you may have added the agent from the system itself too. So agent can do the registration from the public portal if the agent registration tab is open for the public or for the agent to register with you, or any staff logged in can add the agent through the add agent page itself. Once you have added, the agent will be available within this list. You may use different status or different search by options to filter out your agent. If you have already created the agent account, you may see something similar to what you can see on your screen right now. You will have the username as the details displayed. If you have not created the user account for your agent, your username field basically shows empty. Now, how we can add, I'll take 26 agent ID as a reference, meshed test agency for the reference. So we'll click on the first icon here, and that will pop up edit agency profile as a window for you. This is where you can see all the agency informations along with any bank details that you need to add or any additional contacts to be added within the agent. Now within this one, you would see username as a link where it says no user create now question mark. If you see this, you would be able to click on this link and that will open up your create agent user account pop-up window. Some informations are pre-filled, but it's totally up to you to make the modifications if it is needed. So username gets pulled out based on what the agency ID, which is 26, what we're looking at as agent 26. But this is just a preference. You can remove this and you can have your own agent username create as well. For now, I'll just the session is recorded, so I'll be sharing this with all the users, and this will also be uploaded on our YouTube. So possibly this is something that I'm going to decline at this point, but you can always access these recordings from your end easily within the YouTube. Okay. So just continuing for username agent 26 is what I'm going to take as a reference. Now with the password, if you have strong password activated within your system, you will be able to see use random password generator. And if you click on this, it will have the combinations of symbol, digit, or lowercase, uppercase, which is a small or cap letter to make your, and it's going to be a random password that will be sent to your user as an agent. Or you can also choose an option if you have already a format that you want to create as a password, you can set up that as well. So for now, I'm just going to create use random password generated as an option. For the security question, this is a pre-filled one, but not necessarily the same one that you would need to follow. You can have the reference taken as what it has already been created, and later on, agent can always go within their portal to make the modifications to the security questions, which we'll cover in a while. But you may also make the modifications if it is needed. For now, I'll just stick to the same question and the security answer and the name, and then I'll click on create new account. Now, once this is done, the user account is created. As long as your email template is active and have the subject, your content within this email template, you will have the user or the agent triggered with the automated email that provides them the login credentials along with the security question. Okay. Now, once the user account is created, you will be able to see what your username is. Now, if I close this and just refresh this page, you will be able to see the agent username here. Now, I'm going to use the agent to log into the agent portal and kind of walk you through how the agent portal would look like. Now, where would you go and have the agent to log into the system? So the URL or the site that you are logging as a staff ideally is the same that agent will be using as well. So now you should be able to see on your screen the public page where it allows you to enter the username and password. It's the same page as any staff logs in onto your system. You will have your own URL based on what organizations you are, and based on your URL, you would be able to have this page come through. Currently, I'm just using the demo site. So I'm going to use agent 2, as I mentioned to you here, so that I can walk you through on the agent portal. So once the agent has the username and the password, the user will be able to log in, putting that credentials, and it will be taken to the agent portal. Um, the overview looks similar, but there are certain details, particularly for the agent, that we'll cover today. The first thing is, once you have logged in as a new agent, you will be asked to change the password. You can deny that, and you can also change the password under your profile, account, and security. So it's totally up to agent to change the password as soon as they log in, or maybe take a time and then they can update that. So if you click on profile, you can edit as an agent, you can edit the details, the information that has been added earlier. And under the accounts and security is where the agent will be able to change the password. The change password would allow you to change the password here, but there is also a section where any question that the staff may have created earlier can be again updated by the agent. It's important for the agent to remember this question and the answer, because that is something that will get asked if you, as an agent, is looking to change the password for the system. Okay, so that's the first part for the user to be able to make the modifications to the profile, set up a password or the security questions as such. Now, if we go within the home page, there are certain tabs, and the first one that you would see here is New Apply. Now, agent will be able to apply on behalf of applicant or student from this tab. This tab is also available under your new application tab on the top of the page. If you click on new apply from here or here, it's the same page that you will be directed to as an agent. For any new application, agent can click on a new application, and after agreeing the terms and conditions that has been uploaded by the staff, they would be able to see step 5 application process. Now, it's quite similar to how the Step 5 application process works within the public or the staff login. There may be some changes based on what information you would like the agent to see in the application process that can be controlled, because as a staff, you would have more information that you can add within the application process. This is for the new application. You may also, as an agent, if you want to notify applicant, you would be able to do so from this tick option here that says send email notification to applicant. Now, once agent has started the application, it's not necessary for the agent to complete all step 5 application process in one go. You would also have a save and exit option if certain informations are not there and they have to liaise with applicant to get those information. Once the application is submitted, they will land under your offer list. Now, for those applicants which you have saved halfway through and have not completed the submission, you will also be able to see that under the offer list, but within the filter or the search by option that says application by first name, last name, date of birth, that says within a bracket not submitted. If you click on this one, you will be able to see the list of applicants where you may have save and exit. Upon clicking this application ID, which is a unique ID that creates as you submit a new application as agent. And upon clicking that link, the user or the agent will be directed to the same page that they have left earlier, and they will be able to continue the application process. So for now, I'm just going to continue with the application as how we have saved it here. So up to step 2, and then step 3, whatever the course that has been available or the intake that has been available, you can add a new course as your agent. Go on the next step, submit any information that needs to be filled up here. So this one I would just add as some dummy information, anything that's mandatory. You have emergency guardian contact. So currently all of them is TBA. As a staff or as an organization, if you think these informations are very, very important for the agent to fill up and send, you can make a request to meshed support and they will be able to make this field as mandatory for the agent to submit that application. So we'll go on the next for now. This is a review page for the application details to be checked before anything can be submitted. Once that is confirmed, there will be a list of documents that you as a staff has set up that are necessary for the application process. Now, at this point, none of them has been set up as compulsory, so the agent would still be able to submit without uploading any documents. But there may be some documents that are mandatory before they could submit it. As a staff, you can have the document of a document checklist set as compulsory for those kind of documents. What that does is any applicant going through that process, they can't skip not uploading the document for those compulsory, and they have to upload, then only they can submit. So for now, there is no compulsory as set up, so I'll just click on submit. Once that is submitted, you will basically get an information as an agent that it has been submitted. Now, if we go through the offer list, you would be able to basically see the list of applicants. Now, if I will show you that based on what the staff would see under the offers, they would be able to see the applications here as well. Now, this one says who has submitted ABC Agency 2, because as a ABC Agency 2, I have logged in onto the portal to submit this application. Status will say agent apply. Now, currently, nothing has been reviewed from the student services team for this application, so agent won't be able to download any offer letter yet because it's for the organizations to review all the details and confirm. You may see some of them already have a download option here. This is going to be available once the applicant's details are checked and they are ready to be approved. Now with this one, this is still pending for the student services team to check, so you wouldn't be able to download the offer letter for the applicant instantly, but we'll go through the one that has been approved. So for example, offer ID 1860 here has the download icon. So as a agent, once student services team has approved, check all of that details, they will be able to download the offer letter. So any document or the offer letter type that has been designed and implemented in the system by the meshed, you would be able to see the same offer letter. Now, this one's just a default one as our RTOManager that we have, but you may have your own version of offer letter that you are currently providing to your students, and that can be designed and implemented from our end. Now, once this part is there, there are also additional documents upload that can be done. So I'm jumping to upload view document checklist icon here. These are the details similar to what you see on step 5 of the application process earlier. So anything that has already been submitted, you would already see that uploaded. Anything that has not been submitted, agent will be able to go and upload that. Okay. You'd also see this icon that says add documents e-request, ECO e-request as another option for any details that needs to be uploaded from the agent end. These can be uploaded as well, just to make sure that's 10 MB. You can also record any communication log for the applicant if you are adding any details or document attachments, anything as such can be added under your communication log section for that offer ID. Okay. Now, similar to offer, one more thing I'll go through, which is the status, along with all the details that you see how as a staff sees for the agent, they would also be able to see the status. So they know that what status currently the application is going through. With these applications, once they have been converted to student, you will also be able to see them under the student. Now, this is close to how the search student list works for the staff portal. You will see all the list of students that are under the agent under your agent. And you will be able to basically see the student profile, see the details of the personal information along with the addresses, be able to download the offer letter if it is required to be done again, or new courses being offered once the student is converted to student from offer, be able to upload any COE as a new document, offer communication as well, and then along with the offer document checklist too. So it's a similar process as you have for the offer. Now, jumping into commission, which is you will see this tab that says a commission, and any sets that you have done as a staff for that particular agent will be able to see when this is valid from until when and what are the commission it would look like. Now, if I would go through the staff portal on this regards, so if I go through the marketing agent commissions. So this is where you'll be setting up the commissions for your agent. Now for ABC Agency 2, there are around 4 courses and have all 20% commission set. So this is pretty much the same details that agent will be seeing from their end, which is this section here. You also have a commission history. So if there is anything that's ready to process, you will be able to see the list of students, when their course start date is, what the amount is, when it is due, and how much of commission payable. You'll be able to, as an agent, you will be able to export those details in the Excel file as well. You have another option where you can see commission paid, which is already paid to you too. Now, within the commission itself, you may not want to have the commission displayed to your agent, for example. In that case, as a staff, you can have a setup of permission done if you think that those commission details are not necessary for your agent to view. So if we go under admin and set permission here, if you are within the page permission setup, which is, let's say if I go through the setup permission and then go through the page permission, you will be able to have number of permission, which particularly the one that I'm talking about is deny agent to view the commission. So these details can be added from your end as a setup if you would like to have the agent not view those pages. There are a list of permissions. I want to go through all of them. Just jumping into another part we have is a remittance for the agent. So if I toggle between the agent portal here, within the pay advice, once you have, or maybe I'll just go through all approved commission. You will see all the list of students for all approved commission, and as an agent, you would also be able to generate that in the PDF as agent remittance. So select the list of students as you need to, and then you click on PDF. That will give you the remittance advice. Now, this template can be modified as it is needed. By default, this is template how it will look like. Now, for the reports part, which is ideally the second last of the option for today. So under the reports, which is also accessible from the home page, so you have a report section here. You will be able to, as an agent, you will be able to see certain reports. For example, you want to know what are the list of current students that are under you right now. You can go on a list of current students. You can select the course type. Ideally, we're talking about the vet here. Put the duration of the course, from date and to date, and you will be able to pull out the list of students. Now, currently there's only one data. This will give you basic summary of what the student course is, who the student is, what the duration study period, and their relevant fees. You can also see a summary if you are looking just to know what are offered, enrolled, or current status of the students you have. So if I put through 2020, view a student, this is how you will be seeing. So you currently have three offered, you have currently one enrolled, the one that we recently sent it through, and the current student, you have 3. So this is how you will be able to view your reports as well. The last tab here within the agent portal is request. So if there are any details, informations that you would like to have the marketing team to know, you can always send email from here. So it will be based on what your email address as an agent is to the marketing email. So this marketing email will get pulled out based on what your marketing email has been set up under your configuration part. So if I hit into admin, view configuration, so that's what your marketing email is, what you can change from your end. Now you may see one more section where it says document. So this document is an additional module or add-on. So these are more like if as a staff you would like certain documents or policies, procedures, if there are any documents related to the price guide or any change in the commission, those kind of policies documents can be uploaded by the staff and they will be able to, as an agent, they will be able to see those documents within the documents folder. However, this is not a part of the agent portal by default and it's add-on. So if you think that will add a value for the agent to see the list of documents as a policy, there are some details that are getting changed, then you can consider having the document option too. Okay, so with all of that, just some minor things to wrap up here. If there are any documents that has been rejected, they will also be available in the section. Currently, there are no rejected documents found. If there are any news or reminders that get set up by the staff and that are intended to be shown to the agent, they can also view from the news section as an agent. If there are any reminder that you would like to set up for the agents as a staff, you would be able to do that as well, and agent will be able to see that part too. If there are any overdue payments that are there, they will appear as the list of students and what the invoice number, relevant invoice number, along with the due date and the amount due. With the agency activity, it basically just gives you a summary of it's like details or the summary or the dashboard of what the number of active offers currently are, how many of them are enrolled, how many of them are like a current student, and what the total number of the students would look like. So that's a complete overview of how the agent portal would work from my end. I'll just wrap this up and just go through the permission part of setup, which this document can be shared as a PDF, which I'll do after our session today. And if you have any questions, any concerns, if you'd like to consider having an agent portal, if you don't have one, you can reach out to the sales, or you can also reach out to support at support@meshgroup.com.au, or just call us on 1300 543 512. We still got a minute, but if you have any questions, feel free to just post on your chat. I will have them checked. Let me just pull through if there is anything. Cool. There's no question so far to answer, but again, like I said, if there are any questions or any inquiries that you would like to make, you can always reach out to us. Thank you everyone for joining today on the Friday webinar. So we'll see you on our next webinar. This recording will be uploaded in the YouTube, so you can always subscribe to Mesh Group YouTube to be able to see any latest webinars. Thank you. Have a nice Friday evening and have a nice weekend. Bye.